Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Shirk, your host of Digital Champions, where we get the opportunity to speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today is Antonio Caballero with Global Grid Agency. Antonio, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you, Charlene. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So, Antonio, give us your elevator pitch about what your company's all about.
Sure. The Global Grid Agency is a South Florida-based agency focused on branding, design, digital, and marketing.
And now you say that your studio is kind of right by the ocean there, your beachside studio. So am I to assume that window right there by you, you can look out and you can see the ocean right there?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the cool, factor of our agency. We have a beautiful view. We're literally, 50 feet from the ocean, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, they're cool over there, folks. So let's talk about when customers come to you, right? These cool customers want to work with a cool agency and they come to you. What's the biggest problem that they're having that need you to address and solve for them?
Yeah, so it really depends the stage of the customer and how they come to us, right? We have in our agency we sort of created these three pillars of services where we sort of focus on startup businesses that have been brand new to the market and they don't really know how to get started. So usually they come to us to help them get that foot forward through all their digital, through all their e-commerce, and just pretty much create that brand presence that they need. Second to that, we developed what we call an enterprise system, which is mostly for businesses that have been in the market for 3 to 5 years already. And they just kind of hit that moment where they need to kind of clean up or make things better and better decisions, either from a marketing strategy or all the way to, re-elevating, re-enhancing all of their digital channels that already exist. And then we work with other companies that are also in the business for more than that time frame, between 5 to 10 years. And usually we adapt ourselves into their core executive team to be able to make strategic decisions for the long run, right? Companies that have a longer term vision, and we pretty much come in there as a toolkit with different elements that we can provide help with.
Which one is the most fun to work with?
I would say I really think that our team does a really good job from the strategy thinking, the innovation aspect of it. We're really good, or at least we believe that we're very good at when it comes to design and implementation and really elevating the web experience for our clients. So we love the strategic thinking that goes behind that, but also how we elevate that process and how we essentially produce the work in order to kind of captivate the audience and be able to tell the story for those brands and those clients we work with.
And now part of that strategic planning is also anticipating where you want the brand or the company to be in the next couple of years, but also what's happening in the digital platforms and in the digital space in those couple of years in order to be able for your client to continue to succeed. So with your strategy hat on, where do you see the industry going in the next 2 years and things we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, it's a fascinating industry, number one. Obviously, we all know the last, year and a half, how the world has shifted in all the things that, with the pandemic related, but now how businesses are really growing themselves from the ground up on their digital ecosystem. It sounds kind of repetitive because everybody knows that they need a digital presence, but really elevating that presence overall, it's really a strategic approach, right? Developing the right channels for them to connect with their customers and being able to bring them onto their ecosystem is a key element that I think all the brands for this 21st century got to continue to work on. So to say which areas do we focus on in the beginning, I think it's how we adopt those new technologies, those new things that are coming on board, in the marketing space, and really elevating every channel that we tap into for our customers, and ultimately really try to drive an ROI-driven strategy. The business of our clients is really to generate more business, and that's how we think about every client that we bring on board.
They love the ROI for sure. You bring them
Right.
ROI and you're now an investment. You're no longer a cost on that budget sheet for sure, Antonio.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's the nature of everybody that's trying to grow and that's trying to make a presence, right? It's really how they can make more impact. How can they establish themselves as a disruptor? If it's not being a disruptor, how can they compete with their competitors and really go head to head with them and really being able to measure it by the numbers and the analytics and the data? Data is such a big component these days of all the conversations related to marketing.
Hmm.
So it only makes more and more sense to continue to get more segmented on that data, get really to understand who our customers are, and then that way the ROI will follow along with that.
Well, Antonio, thanks so much for sharing all that wisdom with us today on Digital Champions. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Charlene.
No,
Have a wonderful day.
thank you. You too. And he's going to have a wonderful day because he's right by the beach. Well, thanks so much for joining us on Digital Champions. And if you'd like to read more about Global Grid Agency, you can check them out on dailyadbrief.com. And that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next time.